I was. Okay, give me 1 second here. Just need. Oh, okay, that's fine. Ready. Okay. Well, good afternoon back here at Central Methodist University. Estes Field, game number 2 between Central Methodist and Baker. Central Methodist won the first game by a score of 5-1, thanks to a 10 strikeout performance by Allen West. There, of course, Central Methodist started out with 2 runs in the 4th inning, 1 on the pass ball, and then the RBI single by Joseph Weatherford. But Central Methodist added 2 more in the 3rd inning on the double by Allen by Tanner Sears. And then Allen West reached on error. That scored Tanner Sears. Then Baker added a run in the 4th inning on the home run by Jared Parentini. But then Central Methodist added 1 more in that 4th inning on the sac fly by Bobby Nichols to make it 5-1 there. And now we're about ready to get game number 2 going here. And we'll go ahead and give you today's starting lineups. Sponsored by Pizza Hut. Joey Graham will be in right field. In center field, it is Tanner Twellman. In shortstop, it is Tucker Flory. First baseman, that is Darwin Olega. At designated hitter is Brian Hawkins. John Rayburn in center field. Taylor Foss is at third base. Camden Carlin is the catcher. And a new player there. And that's Javier Aguilera. And today's starting pitcher for Baker University is Evan Gottstein. So it's Graham, Twellman, Flory, Oriega, Hawkins, Wayborn, Foss, Carlin, and Aguilera with Gottstein pitching. There you see Nate Brillen out there meeting with the umpires along with the head coach Ryan Twellman. Central Methodist has won the first 3 games of the series. For Central Methodist, it's Bobby Nichols in center field, Robbie Merced at shortstop, Jeremy Conforte at first base. Tanner Sears is in the DH. Allen West is in right field. Tommy Giarola is at second. Joey Fitzgerald Jr. is at third. Joseph Weatherford, I believe, is out in left field. And then Dominic Van Dorn is the catcher. Today's starting pitcher, Marcus Pritchard. So it's Nichols, Merced, Conforte, Sears, West, Giarola, Fitzgerald, Weatherford, and Van Dorn with Marcus Pritchard pitching. We're about ready to get game number 2 going there. The 4th and final game of the series. Next game up for Central Methodist will be Saturday and Sunday as we welcome in Benedictine Town for a 12:45 pregame show, 1 o'clock start time. And there you see Central Methodist taking the field there. So we'll go ahead and set the defense for you up there. That is out in left field. That's Joseph Weatherford. Out in center field, Bobby Nichols. Right field, Alan West. In the infield, Joey Fitzgerald Jr. Shortstop, Robbie Merced. Second baseman, Tommy Giarola. First baseman, Jeremy Conforte. The catcher is Dominic Van Dorn. And there's Marcus Pritchard on the mound. From Winter Haven, Florida. One-time spring training home of the Boston Red Sox. There you see the numbers on Marcus Pritchard. 2-3, 5.68 ERA, 11 walks, and 25 strikeouts. Good fastball, good curveball. One of his victories he had, and I think it was against William Woods just a few weeks ago, was a one-hitter. A one-hit performance. And now we'll get ready to get game number 2 going here. So we're ready to get started. Game number 1 is Quentin Graham up there. In the first game of this doubleheader, went 1 for 3 with a single. Pritchard gets set, and here's the first pitch. That will come at 3:24 p.m. The temperature 55 degrees. The time and temperature is sponsored by the parking spot. Easy to spot and easy to park. The parking spot here at Kansas City International Airport. The 1-0 pitch is a ground ball to Robbie Merced. He throws over to Jeremy Conforte for out number 1. And here's Tanner. Here is their player, Tanner Twellman. Twellman, 1 homer, 6 RBIs. First pitch to him. That's a pie I want to know for Quentin Graham. Graham has 4 homers, 6 RBIs. 1-0 pitch to him. Fouls it off. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike on Tanner Twellman. I believe he played in game number 1 yesterday. I think he go. Did he go? Yes, sir. Strike 2. Let me check. Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Twellman in that first game yesterday went 0 for 3. So 2 quick outs now. Here's Tucker Flory. Tucker Flory went 1 for 3 with the single so far this year. 6 homers, 28 RBIs. First pitch to him. Swings and misses, strike 1. Oh and 1 to count on Tucker Flory. 0-1 pitch. Hits the ground ball to Robbie Merced. He has it. Throws over to Jeremy Conforte for another. It's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. Bottom of the first inning, no score. We'll go ahead and set the defense for you there. Sponsored by the United States Postal Service. Out in left field is Tanner Twellman. In center field is John Rayborn. In right field is Quentin Graham. Out at third base is Taylor Foss. At shortstop, Tucker Flory. Second baseman, Javier Aguilera. At first baseman is Darwin Olega. Behind the plate is Camden Carlin. And today's starting pitcher is number 37, Evan Gottstein. 2-0 with a 5.60 ERA, 14 walks, and 24 strikeouts. Evan Gottstein is from Perry, Kansas. And you see Rob Ehlers coaching at first. Getting ready to head over to the first base coach's box. Looks like one of the trainers was checking on one of the players there. That's Oriega or something like that. I think they were just checking to make sure he's okay. I know our athletic trainers, they do a wonderful job there, especially here at Central. They do a great job there and keeping everything in check with all of our athletes and everything else. I just want to say thank you so much for what you guys do. And as Bobby Nichols went 0 for 3 with an RBI. That was a sac fly in the 4th inning. So he has 10 RBIs on the year for Bobby Nichols. First pitch to him. That's a bit inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Bobby Nichols. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. That's outside, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count. 2-0 pitch. Chops it foul, 2-1. 2-1 the count on Bobby Nichols. 2-1 the count. 2-1 to Bobby Nichols. 2-1 pitch. A little bit inside. 3-1. 3-1 the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 pitch. That's ball 4, so leadoff walk. Here's Robbie Merced. Went 2 for 3 with 2 singles. He has 4 homers, 20 RBIs. Of course, you remember his dad, Orlando, played in the big leagues for the Pirates, Cubs, and the Expos. Of course, I got to meet his grandma and grandpa in between games of a doubleheader. His great-grandpa is Bill Verdon. If you may remember him, he was the 1955 National League Rookie of the Year with the St. Louis Cardinals, and then won a World Championship with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And he was known for, he was the gentleman at bat that hit the ground ball that hit Tony Kubek in the Adams apple. 0-1 the count. And I still remember watching pictures of it. I think mostly by Ken Burns' baseball. And, of course, one of Bill Verdon's teammates, of course, Bill Mazeroski hit a game-winning homer that went over the head of Yogi Berra off Ralph Terry. Strike, 0-2 now. Other teammate they had, it was Roberto Clemente, who had 3,000 hits on September 30th, 1972. He was also the MVP in the 1971 World Series. And then later managed the Yankees before let go in 1975. And then led the Houston Astros to their first division championship back in 1980 in a 1-game playoff over the Los Angeles Dodgers. And then, of course, faced the Phillies in the championship series. That kind of gets away, and Bobby Nichols there. That'll be a pass ball. No stolen base. And Dylan will agree with me, that's a pass ball. 1-2 the count on Robbie Merced. I always will remember the 1980 National League Championship Series. That was probably one of the best league championship series of all time. And that was at a time, it was the best of 5. There goes Bobby Nichols, and it's a foul ball. And I remember 4 of the 5 games went to extra innings. It was one of those games that changed hands so many times. They had a lot of good players on the Astros. They had Terry Poole, who was in center field. They had Jose Cruz in left field. They also had, I think it was right fielder, I think it was Kevin Bass, later played for 2-2 the count. And then also, they had Nolan Ryan, who, of course, threw a no-hitter against the Dodgers in September of 1981. That was his 5th career no-hitter. Also, There was Craig Reynolds, who was a shortstop. 2-2 pitch. And that's a stolen base there. 3-2 the count on Robbie Merced. 3-2 on Robbie Merced. At third base is Bobby Nichols. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 now. Here's Jeremy Conforte. Went 0 for 3 in our first game of our doubleheader. 2 homers, 24 RBIs. First and third, nobody out. First pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 now. 0 balls and 1 strike on Jeremy Conforte. 0-1 now. It's a ground ball up the middle. They'll go to second for 1. The first, that's a double play. Bobby Nichols scores to make it 1-0. No RBI recorded. So 2 quick outs now. Here's Tanner Sears. Went 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Gives him a total of 32. The team leader in RBIs. It's a high fly ball in the left field. Going back at the track to the wall. And it's off the Green Monster. Sears is rounding first and into second with a 2-out double there. Here's Alan West. 1 for 3 with a single and RBI. 6 homers, 14 RBIs. He was the starting pitcher in game 1. Had 10 strikeouts. Congratulated him. First pitch. That's a strike. 0-1 now. On 1 to count. 0-1 pitch. It's a little liner, and it's caught by the second baseman. So, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We're through 1. 1-0 Central Methodist. Oriega. Went 0 for 3. Here's Donald Oega. Went 0 for 3 in our first game with a doubleheader. No homers, 6 RBIs on the season. After a 1-2-3 inning. First pitch to him. Swings and misses. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. The 0-1. Hits the ground ball to Tommy Giarola. Throws the first and out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. There's Brian Hawkins. He went 1 for 3 with a single. Hawkins has 4 homers, 20 RBIs. There's a strike call, 0-1 now. No balls and 1 strike. XFO game, San Antonio leads Arlington 9-0. That is a foul ball, 0-2. Owen to the count. 0-2 pitch. That's a ball, 1-2 now. 1-2 to count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swings and misses. Strike 3. Two quick outs now. There's John Rayborn there. Rayborn went 0 for 2. First pitch. There's a high pop up there. That's going to go out of play, and that is strike 1. Rayborn, 2 homers, 13 RBI. And that's a strike call. 0-2 now. So no balls and 2 strikes. Could we see another 1-2-3 inning? I have a feeling so. There's a high fly ball. And it's still 0-2. Well, 0-2 the count there. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count there. 0-2 pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. 1-2 the count on John Rayborn. 2 outs, top of the second inning. 1-0 Central Methodist. Quentin Norris on the microphone. And it's 2-2 now. 2-2 the count. That's Taylor Foss on deck. 0-2 pitch. It's a line shot in the right center field. That's up against. Oh, good job by Allen West. There's a throw to second, and it's cut off. So a 2-out double there. First hit of the game for Baker. Here's Taylor Foss. Foss came in the 7th inning and drew a double. Foss has 8 RBIs on the year. From Overland Park, Kansas. Pritchard's at second. Rayburn's at second. First pitch. That gets away from Van Dorn, and there'll be a pass ball. 1-0 the count there with Camden Carlin on deck. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 to count. The 1-0 pitch. Just missed. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 to count. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. 2-1 now. 2-1 to count. 2-1 pitch. 3-1 now. 3-1 to count. 3-1 pitch. Fouls it off. 3-2 to count there. Three balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 the count. 3-2. Strike 3 call. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left. Bottom of the second inning. Central Methodist 1, Baker nothing. On CMUEagles.com. I told that's. I told. He said, "Oh." One hit, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors for Baker University as Tommy Giorola be a batter. He went 0 for 3 in our first game with a doubleheader. There. So it looks like some defensive changes out there. Giorola this year, 2 homers, 7 RBIs. First pitch to him, and that is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 pitch. That's a strike, 1-1 now. That was Tanner Twillman started out on the left. He's now the new first baseman. Strike 2, 1-2 now. And he'll probably hit in that same spot, the number 2 spot, and then let's see who the new left fielder is. The 1-2. 2-2 to count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joey Fitzgerald Jr. to follow. Two-two pitch. Lines it foul. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes on Tommy Giorola. 2-2 pitch. Fouls it to the screen. 2-2. Joey Fitzgerald Jr. on deck. Two and two to count. 2-2 pitch. Oh, bounces up there. I thought maybe Tommy Giorola would do like Tiger Woods would do, try to golf it out of here. Try a little golf shot. 3-2 the count. 3-2 pitch. Hits a line shot in the left field. Left fielder goes back and makes the catch for out number 1. So 1 out now for Joey Fitzgerald Jr. They went 0 for 1 with a walk. 1 homer, 6 RBIs on the season. First pitch to him. That's a strike call. No balls and 1 strike Looks like Joseph Weatherford is on deck. 0-1 pitch. Lines it foul. 0-2, just over the Clampett truck. Over the Ford truck. Oh, 2 pitch. Ball 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch. It's a ground ball to the second baseman. He'll throw over the first. There's 2 outs. Good scoop there by Tanner Twillman. And then there's Joseph Weatherford. Went 2 for 2. A single, double, RBI. Has 18 on the year. He was also hit by a pitch. First pitch to him. Swings and misses. Strike 1. 0-1 in the count. 0-1 in the count. Oh, 1 pitch. That's a ball. 1-1 now. Dominic Van Dorn on deck. Oh, 1-1 pitch is a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Nice stop in the dirt. 2-2. Two and 2 the count on Joseph Weatherford. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. It's a line shot in the right center field. That is up against the wall. Weatherford is rounding first. He'll stop at second with a 2-out double. Second hit of the game for Central Methodist. Here's Dominic Van Dorn. He batted 1 time. He struck out. No homers, 2 RBIs on the year. From Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan, around the Detroit area. Former Detroit Red Wings one time played their home games at Joe Louis Arena. There goes. Nope. Thought about it, but it's a ball. Of course, I know a lot of people in the area make the trip to Detroit on Thanksgiving Day to see the Detroit Lions play. One of the most memorable ones came in 1976 when a guy named O.J. Simpson ran for 274 yards. The 1-0 pitch. Hits a high fly ball in the left field. The left fielder goes back, and he makes a catch against the warning track for the 3rd out. Boy, he sent it for a ride, but the left fielder makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We are through 2. Central Methodist leads it 1-0. Okay, hitting for 0-0. Okay, and I was wondering now because I saw there was.
Yeah, we were just taking a little while to figure out, but we got there.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Number 11. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. That's Brendan Johnson. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Central Methodist, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors for Baker. As Camden Carlin up there 1 for 3 with a single. First pitch to him. It's the ground ball. Oh, nice play by Robbie Merced. Beautiful play on a liner. There's out number 1. I know his grandma and grandpa just sitting in, had a great visit. Here's Javier Aguirre, 250 hitter, no homers, 2 RBIs on the season. Just like that, 1 pitch, 1 out. And that is a ball. Aguirre is from Scottsdale, Arizona. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. 2-1 now. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 pitch. 2-2 the count. Two pitch. It's a liner over the glove of Tommy Giarola. Good effort there. And that's a base hit all the way. So 1 out single there for Quentin Graham. He grounded out the shortstop to Robbie Merced his first time up. So Pritchard on the mound. First pitch. It's a high pop foul. Looks like that's West giving chase, but it'll go out of play. Strike 1. Central Methodist 17-10. 7-2 in the conference. Baker 15-12. 7-4 in the conference. Central Methodist came in their first place in the South. Oh, 1 pitch. Fouls a strike back. 0-2 to count. 0-2 the count on Quentin Graham. 0-2 pitch. It's the fly ball to center field, and that is Bobby Nichols. Makes the catch for out number 2. Here's Tanner Twillman, struck out his first time. I started out and left, moved over to first base for Darwin Olega. Aguirre's at first with the single. First pitch. That's up high. 1 ball, no strikes. One no the count. The 1-0 pitch. It's a fly ball. I think Alan West has to drift back, and he makes a great catch. Looked like he went the wrong way, but made his turn and made the catch. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We are through 2.5. Central Methodist 1, Baker nothing. Yeah. Okay, San Diego's. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for Baker. Here's Bobby Nichols. He drew a walk his first time up. Now time call there. Looking like they needed. Looks like he's changing shoes there. Now he's trying to get his shoes on. And we should be ready to get started in the bottom of the third inning, followed by Robbie Merced and Jeremy Conforte. He'll probably get a couple more warm-up tosses there. Looks like it's a new pitcher there on the mound. That's Jared Parentini. 3-0, 3.75 ERA. 3 walks and 5 walks, 16 strikeouts. And it's Bobby Nichols up the bat. First pitch to him. That bounces into the field turf for the ball. So it looks like 2 innings there. The 1-0 pitch hits the ground ball to the shortstop. Throws over the first for out number 1. There's Robbie Merced. Walked his first time up. First pitch to him. It's the chopper. That'll roll foul. No balls and 1 strike. First time Jared Parentini has pitched in the series. Of course, he's played some outfield there. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. Oh and 2 the count. 0-2 pitch. Hits a little chopper to the third baseman. Knocks it down. And that will be an error all the way. No question about it. I know Dylan will agree with me, and he has agreed with me. That's an error on the third baseman. Jeremy Conforti hit into a 6-4-3 double play that scored Bobby Nichols, but was not credited with an RBI. First pitch to him. That is a strike call. No balls and 1 strike. A little past 4 o'clock there. Started at 3:24 p.m. 0-1 the count. 0-1 now. There goes Merced. The throw. He is out of there. Strike. So 2 outs now. So 2 outs. Are caught stealing. And the count is 1-1. On Jeremy Conforte. Remember, hit a grand slam in the opener of the series. Swings and misses. He was going for the home run cut, but it's strike 2. 1-2 the count. Tanner Sears on deck. Strike 3 call. They have to throw the first to complete the third out. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, no one left on. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Central Methodist 1, Baker nothing. Here's Tucker Flory grounding out to short his first time out. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, 2 hits, and error for Baker. There's a strike call, no question about it. Oh, and 1 in the count. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2, 0-2 now. Oh and 2 the count. 0-2 pitch. Nice stop there. 1-2. 1-2 the count. 1-2 pitch. That's high. 2-2. 1-2 the count on Tucker Flory. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. It's a foul ball. 2-2. Two pitch. I think he did go. Yes, sir. Strike 3. 1 out now. That's Brendan Johnson, the batter. Batting for the first time there today. It was Tanner Twellman in left, and then Twellman moved over to first. From Topeka, Kansas, the state capital of Kansas. Strike 1, 0-1 now. Oh, 1 the count, a high fly ball. Let's see who calls for it, and it's the left fielder, Joseph Weatherford, for out number 2. There's Brian Hawkins. He struck out. That is a ball. 1-0 the count. Strike call. 1-1 now. One pitch. Strike 2. 1-2 now. Strike 3, call 1-2. They'll have to throw the first. Just gets to play. A 1-2-3 inning goes Baker. We're halfway home. 1-0 Central Methodist on CMUEagles.com. One run, 2 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. And, of course, no runs, 2 hits. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for Baker. First pitch to Tanner Steers. It's a little chopper up the middle. That will be a base hit there. Of course, Sears doubled his first time up there. He lines us in. Of course, I got to meet got a great visit with his mom That's Shelley. Here's Alan West. He lined to second his first time up. I think I have a singles. Runner at first tries the bunt. Lays down a beautiful bunt, but that's going to roll foul. Strike one. Oh and 1 in the count. No balls and 1 strike on Alan West. Tommy Giarola on deck. Tanner Sears is at first. The 0-1 now bunts in the air, fouled up to the screen. And it's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. That's inside. 1-2 now. 1-2 to count. One ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. 1-2. One and two the count on Alan West. And 10 strikeouts in the first game today. Sears is at first. Alan West hit 2 home runs on Wednesday against Mid-America Nazarene. And strike 3 call, 1 out now. Here's Tommy Giarola. He flew out to left field his first time up. Sears at first. Giarola, that's a bit high. 1-0 to count. Our first Sunday night baseball game will come next Sunday as the Philadelphia Phillies take on the Texas Rangers. Coverage starts at 5 p.m. with baseball tonight. I believe your host will be, Kevin Connors, along with Jeff Passan and Tim Kirchin. Fouls it off. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 to count on Tommy Giarola. 1-1 pitch. That's high. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 to count. 2-1 pitch. A little roller, foul. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tommy Giarola. From Torino, Italy. That's where they had the Winter Olympics back in, I believe, 2014. 2-2 pitch. That's high. 3-2. Always remember the most famous cartoon that ever took place was when involving a cat named Sylvester trying to chase the Tweety Bird. And one time chased the Tweety Bird using a fishing pole. 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4 now. So first and second, 1 out for Joey Fitzgerald Jr. He grounded out to second his first time up. Sears at second. Giarola's at first. 1-0 Central Methodist. Bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch. That is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. 0-1 to count. No balls and a strike. 0-1 pitch. That's outside. 1-1. One ball, one strike, 1-1 pitch. And it's a foul ball. 1-2. One ball, two strikes. 1-2 pitch. Fouls that one off. One-two pitch. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, yeah. 2-2 the count on Joey Fitzgerald Jr. Time. Oh. Trying to get things straightened out here. Two and two the count. Two pitch. Strike three call, so 2 outs now. Here's Joseph Weatherford. He doubled his first time up. Doubled his first time up. Sears at second with the single. Giarola drew a walk. He's at first. A base hit can score Tanner Sears. Trying to add to this 1-0 lead. First pitch. Lines a shot. That's a base hit. Here comes Sears. He's being waved. No throw to the plate. 2-0 Central Methodist. On the RBI hit by Joseph Weatherford. Dominic Van Dorp flew out the left field, and I mean he came within maybe 4 inches of hitting, getting a hit. It could have been a home run, but came close to getting a double. For Weatherford, that's 19 RBIs on the season. Runner at first and second now. Swings and misses, strike one. 2-0 Central Methodist. See if they can add some more runs here in this bottom of the 4th inning. The 0-1 now. That's up there, 1-1, not far enough to advance the runners 90 feet. Bobby Nichols on deck. One and one to count. 1-1 pitch. It's a high pop foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and two now. On Dominic Van Dorn. Giro's at second. Weatherford at first. That's a bit high. 2-2. 2-2 the count. Bottom of the 4th inning. Two-two pitch. That's up high. 3-2 now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Both the runners get a lead there. See if they'll go on the pitch. Bobby Nichols is on deck. Bottom of the 4th inning. That's ball 4 now, and now the bases loaded are full of Eagles. So now Caden Doan is the courtesy runner. So now their coach, Ryan Goodwin, wants to go out and talk. So bases loaded. Started off with a Tanner Sears single. Alan West struck out. Tommy Girola walked. Joey Fitzgerald Jr. struck out. Joseph Weatherford singled, scoring Tanner Sears. And then Dominic Van Dorn drew a walk. So 2-0 is our score. Bases loaded full of Eagles. Trying to break it open there. Yeah, Bobby Nichols can get a single. That could score Giarola and Weatherford. A double could clean the bases. Could clear the bases. Nichols 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch to him. Hits a chopper foul right behind Ravi Merced. No balls and 1 strike. On 1 to count. 0-1 is the count. Fouls it to the screen. 0-2 the count. Oh and 2 the count. 0-2 pitch. That's a ground ball. Knocks it down. That's going to score Giarola, and everybody moves a base. Throw over to second, and everybody's back. So I have a feeling that's going to be a base hit there. That was a well-hit ball, and Dylan Powell will agree with me. So bases still loaded full of Eagles. 3-0 Central Methodist. That's 11 RBIs on the year for Bobby Nichols. Here is Robbie Merced, 0 for 1 with a walk. Of course, like I said, I met his grandparents, Bill and Linda Holmes. Fouls it off to the screen. Had a great visit with him in between games of the doubleheader. 0-1 the count on Robbie Merced. The 8th man to bat this inning from Springfield, Missouri. Home of the great Bob Barker. Hosted The Price is Right. 0-1 now. The ground ball. That's a base hit there. Weatherford will score. Everybody will move a base. 4-0 Central Methodist. So Robbie Merced now. 21 RBIs on the year for Robbie Merced. Here's Jeremy Conforti, 0 for 2 on the day. So 4-0 Central Methodist on 4 hits. First pitch. That's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. to 4 hits. 9th man to bat. Foul ball, 1-1 now. One ball, 1 strike. 3 runs this inning. 1-1 to count. The 1-1. Hits a ground ball. Just gets by it there. A run will score. 5 and now 6-0. On a 2 RBI single. Here's Tanner Sears. He started the inning off with a single. 4 runs this inning so far. First pitch to him. Fouls it off. Strike 1. Single and a double. 4-0, 6-0 Central Methodist. The 10th man to bat this inning. The 0-1 now. Swings and misses. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch. Lines it foul. Still 0-2. Oh and 2 on Tanner Sears. 5 big runs there on just 5 hits. The 0-2. It's a ground ball. Gets by it there. A run will score. A second run will score. And it's now 8-0 Central Methodist. Eight to nothing. 7. Smith, the new pitcher on the mound. 0-0, 1.08 ERA, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts, a new shortstop there, and that is Peyton Lewis, who, of course, started at third base in Game 1. So here's Alan West. 0 for 2 on the day. So Conforte's at second, Sears at first. Trying to check everything, making sure we're all set. So new shortstop coming in for Tucker Flory. Maybe we had a Marcus Pritchard is warming up there. Getting some extra time in there. 1 ball, no strike. Conforte's at second. Tanner Sears at first with the 2 RBI single. And a strike call. 2 balls and no strikes, I'm sorry. 2-0 to count. Six big runs there. Hits the ground ball. They'll go to second for the 3rd out. So 6 runs on that inning. On just 6 hits, no errors, and just 2 left on. We head to the 5th inning. Central Methodist 7, Baker nothing. On CMUEagles.com. Seven runs, 8 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, 2 hits, and error for Baker. As John Rayborn is the batter. Doubled his first time up. First pitch from Marcus Pritchard. It's a high fly ball that is foul. Strike 1, top of the 5th inning. 6 big runs scored on 6 hits. 11 men went to the plate. 0-1 now. 1-1 to count. Sears has 3 hits on the day. 1-1 pitch. Swings and misses. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pritchard has retired 5 in a row. 1-2 count. 1-2 pitch. Oh, that's a beautiful curveball. Strike 3. 1 out now. Here's Taylor Foss. He struck out his first time up. So Peyton Lewis came on in the last inning. I think he'll hit in Tucker Flory's spot in the order. Swings and misses. Strike 1. Boy, Pritchard's been cruise control. Just a few weeks ago through a 1-hitter against William Woods on a Monday night. And it's ball 1-1 to count. Camden Carlin is on deck. 1-1 to count. Strike 2, 1-2. 1-2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. Just missed. 2-2 the count. A little past 4:30 there. Top of the 5th inning. 2-2 pitch. It's a little chopper to the 3rd base. That's Joey Fitzgerald Jr. to Jeremy Conforte for out number 2. Here's Camden Carlin lined out to Robbie Merced. his first time up. First pitch to him. There's a strike call. 0-1 the count. Top of the fifth inning. 7-0 Central Methodist. 6 big runs in that inning. Fouls it off. 0-2. Two of them by Jeremy Conforti and Tanner Sears. Sears has 34 RBIs. 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. 0-2 there. Also RBIs by Bobby Nichols and Robbie Merced. 0-2 the count. 0-2 pitch. It's a little chopper to Marcus Pritchard. Makes the barehanded play. Underhand throws to Jeremy Conforti for the third out. Another 1-2-3 inning. He's got 8 in a row retired. We head to the top. Bottom of the fifth inning. Central Methodist 7. Baker nothing. Seven runs, 8 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for Baker University. Here's Tommy Girola, 0 for 1. Oops, sorry. First pitch to him. It's a high pop-up there. Let's see who calls for it. I think the center fielder does. And there's out number 1. There's Joey Fitzgerald Jr. Oh for 2. Amazing that is. All their 6 runs they scored in that inning came with 2 outs. First pitch to Joey Fitzgerald Jr., and it's a ball. I'm sure his mom is listening in on the broadcast as well. The 1-0 pitch. It's a high fly ball into to the left field side, and that's out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 to count on Joey Fitzgerald Jr. 1-1 pitch is a ground ball to Peyton Lewis. Throws over to the first, and there's 2 outs. Here's Joseph Weatherford, 2 for 2, single, double, and RBI. First pitch to him. It's a high fly ball in the center field. Center fielder has some room, and he makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning goes Central Methodist. We are through 5. Central Methodist 7. Baker nothing. Mm-hmm. 7 runs, 8 hits. No errors for Central Methodist. No runs, 2 hits, and an error. First pitch to him. To Jesse Aguirre. Javier Aguirre. He singled his first time up, and it's a ball. It's a high fly ball there, and that is a base hit. Third hit of the game for Baker University. There's Quentin Graham up there. 0 for 2 on today. Looks like Justin Guzman is playing catch. And that is a strike call. 0-1 in the count there. Quentin Graham. 0-1 in the count. That looks like Josh Tucker is warming up there with 1-1 in the count. It looks like Larry Riddle Jr. is also in there as well. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1-1 pitch. They check the throw and not quite. 2-1 in the count. Two balls and a strike. 2-1 pitch. 3-1 in the count. 7-0 Central Methodist. Ran 1 the count, 3-1 pitch. And that's ball 4. So first and second, nobody out. Top of the 6th inning. Here's Tanner Twellman, 0 for 2 on the day. And Jordan Schwellenbach wants to talk it over. Probably just go over the scouting report on how to pitch to Tanner Twellman. And he also brings in the infield. We're trying to set up the defense there. Let's see, he did. Seven, I think, is our score. So Tanner Twillman up there, 0 for 2. First and second, nobody out. First pitch, tries the bunt, and that's a foul ball. Strike 1. 0-1 in the count. That's Peyton Lewis on deck. He started at third base in game number 1 of this doubleheader. 0-1 in the count. The 0-1 now. Oh, that's a beautiful curveball. Strike 2, right on the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes on Tanner Twellman. Aguirre's at second. Graham at first, and a pop foul there. That will go out of play. And it's still 0-2. Heading toward 4:45 p.m. 7-0 is our score. Quentin Norris here. If everything goes according to plan, when we get to talk to Nick Breland about today's doubleheader victory and also preview the 4-game series with Benedictine. The 0-2 fouls it off there. Of course, they'll start on Saturday. Pre-game show, 12:45 p.m., 1 o'clock first pitch there. Also, softball will be at home then on Saturday as well, taking on Mid-American Nazarene for a 1 o'clock start time. Most likely, you'll see me at the baseball diamond. 0-2 the count. Fakes the throw. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Still 0-2. One and two. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. It's a fly ball there. Conforti giving chase, but that'll go out of play. Hitting toward the Baker bullpen. First and second. Nobody out. First and second now. The 1-2. Just missed. Yeah, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah. So it's 1-2 the count there. On Tanner Twellman. Acquires the second. Grant is at first. Hits the ground ball. Giarola goes to Merced. A little high. Oh, my. A run will score. That'll be an error right there. That will be an error on Giarola. That's no question about it. So Peyton Lewis in the first game of the doubleheader went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. No homers, 10 RBIs on the year. That should have been a double play all the way. But instead, nobody out. Looks like number 35 is on deck. First pitch. There's a strike call. 0-1 in the count. Looks like John Jenkins is the hitter on deck. 0-1 the count. 7-1 now. 0-1 pitch. Chops it foul. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Graham's at second. Twellman's at first. John Jenkins is on deck. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 call on the inside corner. As Joe Garagiola would say on NBC television, that is called framing the inside corner. There's John Jenkins. 071 hitter, no homers, 1 RBI. Looks like Jared Parentini is out on deck. Stayed on to be the DH. That's a bit high. 1-0 to count. No, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 pitch. It's a high fly ball. That will go foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 to count. Top of the 6th inning, 7-1 Central Methodist. 1-1 to count on John Jenkins. John Jenkins is from Olathe, Kansas. The 1-1. Fouls it off. Still 1-2 now. One ball, 2 strikes. Pritchard settles in, getting the sign from Van Dorn. Here it is. Swings and misses. Yes, sir. Strike three call. 2 outs now. Good job of framing it and selling it to the home plate umpire. Here's Jared Parenti in the first game of the doubleheader. Went 1 for 3 with a homer. He has a homer and 8 RBIs on the season. Of course, later came on the pitch in the bottom of the third inning. Came on the pitch in the third. He remains as the DH. After Luke Smith took over. And it's a ball. 7-1 Central Methodist. On just one hit so far. And an error. The 1-0 pitch. It's the fly ball. I think Alan West will call for it. And he makes the catch for the third out. So 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We had 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Central Methodist 7, Baker 1. Hey, you can throw that in the trash can. That's a straw here. That's 33. Gabriel Lopez. Central Methodist, so far, they have won the first 3 games. They won the first one on Saturday, 12-2. Won second game yesterday, 8-5. Won the third game so far today, 5-1. Of course, the next game, they'll be at home against Benedictine. That should be a fun 4-game series there. As Dominic Van Dorn be the batter. 0 for 1 with the walk. Dominic Van Dorn. Is the first batter. First pitch. That's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. 1-0 the count on Dominic Van Dorn. The 1-0. That is a ball. 2-0 the count. 2-0 the count on Dominic Van Dorn. Bobby Nichols on deck. 2-0 pitch. Fouls it off. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1 the count. 2-1 pitch. 3-1 the count. Three and 1 the count. Three 1 pitch. That's ball 4 now. As Bobby Nichols up there, and looks like Keaton Doan is the courtesy runner. Nichols, 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI. Has a total of 11. The senior from Detroit. First pitch. High fly ball into right field. That is foul. Strike 1. Actually, he's a junior, but I think he has another year left. 0-1 to count. Robbie Merced on deck. It's a high fly ball in the right field. Right fielder's there to make the catch for out number 1. And now here's Robbie Merced. Of course, Merced 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI. Gives him 21 on the year. The senior from Springfield went to Kickapoo High School. Doan's at first. First pitch. Lines a shot. That is a base hit down the line. Doan will stop at second. The 9th hit of the game for Central Methodist. Here's Jeremy Conforti. 1 for 3 with a single and 2 RBIs. Conforti has 26 on the year. Whoa, what a tremendous weekend. So far in the series, a homer and 9 RBIs. Lopes a liner, foul. 7-1 now. Boy, he's having a fun series. Tanner Sears is on deck. The 0-1 now. Lines that shot. That is foul. I would tell you this. I would put his name as a nominee for the Hard American Conference Player of the Week. And what a performance he has in the series. 9 RBIs. 7 of them came in game number 1. 1 was a grand slam. Strike 3 call. They did do the double steal, just like Tim McCarver. And I'm sure Tim McCarver is smiling down from heaven. Here's Tanner Sears. 3 for 3. 2 singles, a double, 2 RBIs. Has the team lead now at 34. 7-0 now. First pitch. That is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Alan West is on deck. 1-0 the count on Tanner Sears. It's a high fly ball in the right field. Right fielder goes back, gives it a look, and he makes a great catch. Just like Ron Swoboda did in the 1969 World Series when he took a hit away from Brooks Robinson. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1. They leave 2. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Central Methodist 7, Baker 1. At least they keep you entertained, Lee.
Yeah.
It's like Larry Riddle Jr. So a new pitcher on the mound, that's Larry Riddle Jr. Getting some action in the series. I think he finished it off. I think went 2/3 of an inning in game number 2 in game 2 of the series. He's from Dearborn Heights, Michigan. Also a new first baseman. That's number 28, Trey Rosenflos. Takes over there. So Central Methodist, 3 more outs to go for win number 18, but most importantly, 8-2 in the conference. As John Rayborn beat the batter, 1 for 2 with a double. 3 more outs to go. First pitch to him. That's a strike call, no balls and 1 strike. Right at the 5 o'clock hour. Started at 3:24. We've been almost an hour and 40 minutes. 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. We'll talk over with Nate Breland about tonight's game. Preview the series with Benedictine. That should be a fun one there on Saturday. That's a ball. 1-2 the count on John Rayborn. One and two the count. Hits the fly ball to left field. Left fielder gives it a chase, and it's off the Green Monster. Rayburn will stop at second with a leadoff double. Here's Taylor Foss, 0 for 2 on the day. You remember in game number 2 yesterday, Baker scored 4 runs there in that 7th inning. So Larry Riddle Jr. on the mound. Strike 1 of 3. He's left 6th inning. Gave up 1 run on 3 hits there. Eight strikeouts for Marcus Pritchard. Did a great job there. The 0-1 now. Fouls it to the screen, and it's 0-2. That's Camden Carlin on deck. 0-2 the count. 0-2 pitch. It's a little, whoa, nice play there by Larry Riddle Jr. on the low liner. So 1 out now. Here's Camden Carlin, 0 for 2 on the day. So 1 down to go. Of course, the attendance so far for this doubleheader, 42,000 on hand. The pitch is a foul ball, strike 1. I'm sure millions are watching on television. 0-1 the count there. Estes Field shivering with his concrete foundation. 0-1 the count to Camden Carlin. Looks like Josh Tucker is still in the bullpen. And it's 1-1 the count. I think Justin Guzman is also warming up there as well. 1 ball, 1 strike on Camden Carlin. John Rayborn's the second with the double. That's outside, 2-1 the count. Two and one the count. On deck, Javier Aguirre. 2-1 pitch. It's the ground ball. Nice play by Robbie Merced. Throws over to first. Bang, bang play, but I think he dropped it. So first and third. I think that's going to be an error right there. Let's see how they're going to score it. And looks like a courtesy runner, Preston Drake. It's an error on Robbie Merced. Here's Javier Aguirre, 2 for 2 with 2 singles on today. First pitch. That is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Rayborn at third. Camden Carlin's at first. The 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count on Javier Aguirre. Quentin Graham was on deck. 1-1 pitch. Nice pitch there on the outside corner. 1-2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Still 1-2. 1-2 the count on Javier Aguirre. 1-2 pitch. Swings and misses. Strike 3. So they're 1 out away from a Central Methodist victory, number 18, but most importantly, 8-2 in the conference. Here's Quentin Graham, 0 for 2 on the day. Ray Burns at third. At first base is Camden Carlin. And the pitch. That's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count to Quentin Graham. 0 for 2. Tanner Twillman is on deck. The 1-0. Hits the ground ball to Robbie Merced. Throws over to Tommy Girola for the third out. And ladies and gentlemen, as the great Jack Buck would say it best, that is a winner, folks. No run on just 1 hit, 1 error, and they leave 2. So the final score is Central Methodist 7, Baker 1. And we'll give you the final line numbers there for Baker. So 7 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for Central Methodist. No runs, 1 run, 4 hits, and also 1 error as well. Central Methodist with the sweep today. They also won the first game 5-1. 5 runs, 6 hits, and an error. 1 run, 5 hits, and 3 errors. Central Methodist, they are 18-10, 8-2 in the conference. Baker is 15-13, 7-5 in the conference. In a moment, we'll be talking with Nate Breland about today's Central Methodist victory. We'll also preview the 4-game series with Benedictine Saturday and Sunday, 1 o'clock start time as well. This is Quentin Norris saying so long, and we'll see you on Saturday.